Hi! After watching the video, click the link in the description to download the program.
There's a quote by Goethe and it says, if you look at a person as they are, they will always remain that way or maybe be worse. But if you look at a person, this is good. If you look at a person as they could be, they will grow into what they should be. Right? We have to know what we stand for. I'm not talking about what your company stands for. I'm not talking about your family values. I'm talking you as an individual. When you walk into a room, what do you represent? As you as an individual, when people around you see you, what feeling do they get? How do you leave your energy impression on the people around you? As individuals, we have to do that. That's the first step that we have to do when we're talking about make your mark. Everybody repeat after me, make my mark. Yeah. Repeat after me. In order to make my mark, I have to define my mission statement. In order to make your mark, some of you are going through, you're on the journey of becoming, and you have to look at adversity with a new perspective. Right? By a show of hands, how many of you guys have experienced fear? I need the elbow to lock. So here's what fear does. Fear is restrictive. Fear stops us from taking the steps that we need to take to become the best version of ourselves. Fear is the thing that's literally holding you back from doing the thing that you're supposed to do. Fear is stopping you from becoming the leader that you're supposed to be now. One of the things that I've learned in my past is that leadership is not a title. Leadership is an action. Leadership is not the title that you have. You can clap for that because let's go. Leadership is not a title. Leadership is an action. Leadership is not a noun. Leadership is a verb. Leadership is not what you look like or where you are. Leadership is the way in which you interact and how you treat the people around you. I'm trying to tell you something, people. Leadership is each and every one of you right now are a leader. Young professionals, unemployed, if you don't know what's going on, you're a leader just by the way in which you operate. I'm being honest. Many of us are stuck and stagnant in situations because we believe that we need someone to give us the card to initiate what we're supposed to do. Someone here is literally supposed to absolutely put their time and their effort in something new. Like someone here right now is supposed to focus on their dream and their goals and their aspirations. The question that I ask myself every time that I speak, I don't look at this as a keynote, I look at this as an assignment. The thing that I ask myself is if I don't operate in my faith and instead operate in my fear, if I don't chase my dreams and become the person that I'm supposed to be, who loses out? I realized that I wasn't doing this for me. Like every time I do something, it's not just for me. There are people who are watching you right now in your journey and you're inspiring them just by the way in which you move. I remember something very vividly. I'm going back to my college days. Anybody ever took this devil of a course called organic chemistry? Ooh, you can't see it, but I'm like crying in the inside thinking about organic chemistry. So I'm in school, right? I'm at Princeton on the East Coast. So I was online to being a doctor. And I ran into this course called organic chemistry. Long story short, we took one test at the end of the semester and I get the score back and it looks like I fell asleep in the middle of the test, right? Like to the point where like the professor came to me and was like, I just wanted to make sure, did you know there was a second half to the entire test? I was like, yeah, I tried my best. I was really in there. So organic chemistry did that to me, right? And I failed organic chemistry. What happened for me is I literally had to re-look at what I was studying. Long story short, I switched my major to this thing called sociology. Everybody say sociology. Right? But look, most people would think sociology like, oh, you took the easy way out, right? But the honest truth was I enjoyed studying relationships of people. Now I'm doing sociology. And as I'm pouring into this idea of networking, I start to realize that there are young people who don't understand this concept as good as they should. Next thing happens. Fast forward, I end up going and working in administration at Princeton University on my off time, so 9 to 5, so 5 to 9, I developed a program called Profound Ivy where we talk about networking, helping young people make their transition to the real world. And I'm following my passion, I'm in it, I'm not thinking about anything else. 3 years pass by and I'm doing it with one of my best friends and we're rocking, right? We're like, this information is great. Cats are coming up to me and saying, yo, I landed the dream job of my life because of the networking tree and the principles that you've taught. I'm like, oh my God, we have something here. If I didn't absolutely bomb that organic chemistry test, like hear me, because some of you right now are in situations where you're bombing something. Something is hitting you in the head right now. You're absolutely failing. You're trying to figure out what's going on, but you're being redirected. You're being repositioned for your passion and you have no idea. Understand that when adversity hits you, oftentimes it's trying to teach you, but your perspective has to be great on it. If I were to say, oh my God, I got killed by organic chemistry, I'm an absolute failure, I wouldn't be standing before you today. Hear me. Hear me. Like you're in something right now and something is hitting you in the head and you're like, man, life is hard. Like I can't get everything together. Like I don't know what's going on in my life. I'm trying to put two pieces together. I just want to look like everyone else. I want to look like everyone else. Everyone else is going like this, zoom, zoom, zoom. I got friends who are passing me by, but for whatever reason, I'm sitting here and I'm sitting in failure. And I'm talking to you, not all y'all, you. Oftentimes, life puts us in a position so that we can absolutely be hit in the head, so that we can redirect ourselves and know which way we're supposed to go.